What is going on, guys? I know that the fix and everything is up and about, but I've got to get in and celebrate. I am just sorting a couple of things out. I've been running around all morning. It has been magnificent, and I've also got, you're not going to believe it, some awesome news as well. Hang on, let me just going to send Ryan the link. Once he's finished over on the fix, he's going to come over. But I thought I'd just come in. How's everyone going? Give us a ready bang. I didn't mean to scare you, but yeah, I've just sent Ryan the link. He'll be on a little bit later. I know everyone's watching that, but yeah, I want to have a chat. That's fine. They've said what they've had to say. Murray's in the chat. He's not too happy. He's saying that we suck and everything's not too happy. Yeah, I thought you'd be. Everyone's coming in ready, bang, and things like that. Yeah, Murray, I thought you'd be upset that Ryan won. That's okay. But that's the beauty. That is the beauty of our sport. It's going to be unbelievable. You know, whether you really, really love someone or you really, really hate someone, you take the good with the bad, and the full power of the delusion has just gone bang. ArmWars were ridiculously unbelievable. It was unbelievable the way they went about it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. Of course I'm pretty happy when my mate wins. You've got to understand the difference between an arm wrestler winning and your friend winning. There's a huge big difference. I was certainly shocked. It was unreal. It was different. It was different. I wonder how many of you in the chat so far. I know everyone's watching Neil's. They were banging on. I couldn't help myself because I've got a little bit to do today, so I wanted to get on and chat. I know Ryan will come on a little bit later. And Aussies won a big international match, guys. All right, who's in the chat? Andreas has come in and said, "Ready, bang." A.W. Duff has come in and said, bang. Sat the B says, did Uncle John break any arms? You spelt break wrong, but that's okay, Murray. He actually, ironically, in one of the videos, he was doing a safety seminar. So there you go. There you go. I'm just checking at the moment everything that's going on. Who else is hanging in there? The Drew says, you scared me while I was watching the fix. Good job, Bowen. Great win from Roy Baker. Got one back for Jordan, says A.W. Duff. It certainly was different. Yep, I beat up Uncle John. I broke his hand. We've all seen that fun wrestling video. The whole match in general, the whole match was it was certainly different. It was certainly different, that's for sure. Bloody hell. I think Duff says I had Bogdan. I think a lot of people had. I know a number of polls I participated in and a number of polls I did myself. They were like, wow. It was like 80%, 90% to Bogdan, and rightly so. But there was just something in that weight cut with Coach Ray. You know, Ryan being able to put his weight on and sit there healthily, because sitting in a sauna and weight cutting is so exhausting. Not taking anything away from Ray. I'd love to see them go back at it again. Ray at 90 kilos, Ryan at, say, 95. or something like that. I'd love to see them go against it. I love their healthy competitiveness Ray and Ryan have. Jeremiah says, wow, congrats, Jake. You Aussies got a run on the board. Definitely. Jared says, evening, Jake. I'm sure you enjoyed that ArmWars match. I did as well. Feel good for Ryan. Yeah, Reddit, man. That's one of the most negative places on earth, but I go in there hard. And yes, it'll be very quiet there. They will probably be on some sort of mental health watch. So I wish them all the best. But, you know, look, there's going to be matches where Ryan loses and I'm going to cop my lashings like I do all the time. So it's very, very interesting. Very interesting there. So it was really good. I can't wait to get in and have a look there, which was awesome. Benji Max just quickly jumped in and said, ready, bang. When was your moment, guys? When was your moment when you thought the match was over? When did you think? For me, it was after the first slip. Once I saw the first slip, I was like, oh, Ryan's got something. Ryan's got a lane. Yeah, I was like, wow, once that first slip happened, I was like, I was sitting here in my chair, almost spilt my coffee. I thought he might have this. He just might have this. That it was very, very interesting to say the least. It was so good. Yeah, just sitting there, thoroughly enjoying myself. Round one slip, says Daff. Benji said it was the first round. Where did he learn to arm wrestle like that? Well, he learned to arm wrestle. He's always known how to arm wrestle. It's quite funny how everyone's like really surprised, because the same people that really hate Ryan are like, oh, he's actually a really good commentator. If you're a really good commentator, you might have a bit of knowledge. He's very articulate, but no, it was hilarious. I was almost spilling a coffee, and I was brewing, and I was up and about when he took that first one. It was like watching one of my favourite sporting teams. I was like, just hold on, young fella, hold on. I think there was one spot in round 3 or 4 where Bogdan did a huge surge in the press, and Ryan just missed the pin pad. Bogdan thought he got a pin, and I was like, wow, we just got there, and I was like, oh, maybe the tide is changing. We'll get a silver bullet, but he was somehow able to hold on and bring it to his side of the table. It was amazing. It was unreal. It was certainly something different. Well, news on the trophy situation. Need a map. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. So I received the notification today. That my bag has been located. Apparently, my bag with the trophy in it has been located. So, no idea what's going to happen with that. I've just got to quickly find something. I'll do it a little bit later. Yeah, so the bag has been located, which is pretty good. So fingers crossed, it makes its way back home. Then I get the trophy back, and more importantly, I get my wife's. She gave me a surprise anniversary card because it was that anniversary when I arrived in England. So yeah, pretty excited. Ready, bang, Aussie. Good to see Australian pullers taking on the win. That's right, Benji. I was always positive that the trophy was going to be found. The trophy has been found. Now, will the trophy still be in the bag? Because if they open it up, it could be very, very weird. That's great news. The maker of the trophy will be pleased when he hears the news, I'm sure. Yeah, just jumping on. Hopefully, I've sent Ryan the link. Hopefully, he says, all right, he's having. Yeah, he's having some fun. They're all talking about it. Yeah, Betrayal, that's what I'm really worried about, that they send an empty bag. But we can go through the rounds, and then when Ryan jumps on a little bit later, and I'll do the I'll do it timestamps a bit later when Ryan jumps on. Bogdan pulled from bad positions early and cost himself. What had happened was he was so, in my opinion, he was so determined not to get pinned at all. He wanted to win 6-0. The people had told him he was going to win 6-0. He believed, and so he should believe, that he was going to win 6-0. The way he manhandled Jordan, the way Ryan got touched up at East versus West. So then when you start to believe in yourself, so will there be a delusional Bogdan series? Of course there won't be, because as an athlete, you need to believe in yourself. And that's what has happened there. So then that has happened, and he's like, and at Bogdan's young age, I think he was so worried about losing even so worried about having one pin against him, let alone 4. And I think it played on him mentally. You could hear him during the ArmWars match. He was gassing. Hopefully they didn't find your hidden panties. Jake AW Duff says, gutted, could have met you at Whitby, Jake, one day. Dungeon Master Tim has posted your T-shirt instead. Yeah, I was shattered. I was looking forward to meeting you guys, but hopefully next time. Hopefully I can get over it in January, Daff. Hopefully. Betrayalo says they sent you an empty bag with a picture of the trophy inside. So, look, there wasn't too much. I'd love to get my microphone back. The card that my wife wrote me, we're really big on writing each other's cards. And, of course, the trophy. And some of my arm wrestling shirts. So, yeah. What have we got here? Some of the YouTube and Reddit commenters are seriously suggesting Bogdan was paid off. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, the pain. Imagine being such a Bowen hater. You can, that's seriously. Wow. Come on now. That's at least come up with something good. Thanks for that, Taz. Yeah, he had a major adrenaline dump when he realized what was happening. He was in shock. Bogdan's soul was crushed. Absolutely, Ryan's delusion is very common amongst athletes. Difference is most athletes don't put it out to the world. Yeah. Paid off. Do you think? Wow, paid off. That is very, very interesting. Very interesting. If he thinks that he's paid off, that is a new one. That is a new one for sure. Wow, I heard the rumor of the payoff also. That is awesome. Wow, I need to sit there and have a bit of a laugh. I've got to sit there and have a laugh, because I need to know. I want to hear the best ones. I might do if they come up with some awesome ones, I might do like a top 5 Ryan Bowen conspiracy videos. That is awesome. Drummer Boy says, do you think you should let off the gas after 4-0? I personally would like to see party arm post-win or hook match to finish. I think Ryan went to try something else, but Bogdan was just too strong. Ryan was probably knackered as well, putting everything in, because he was redlining. So he was probably just knackered about it all. Yeah. Did they try? I can't remember if they try and go into a hook. Bogdan was completely shook after the first slip. You can see it in his face. He knew. Yeah, absolutely. And redlining. Yeah, redlining there. It was It was unreal. It was unreal the way that it went, and just that heavy breathing, adrenaline dump. It all fell to pieces, and I was getting a bit excited. I'm not going to lie. It was unreal. I absolutely loved it. Jeremiah says your match in Whitby was awesome. Jake, first round fire. Yeah, for me that match was just all about safety. I knew where Phil was going to go when he first went in his hand, and so it was just all about safety. I was just going to hold him, and I was never going to drive whilst he was outside of his shoulder. It was a lot of fun though. Got nothing but respect for Phil. It was going to be awesome. Yeah, it crumbled. It all fell apart for Bogdan, unfortunately. But that's the beauty about sport. So when people say that person A is going to be person B, you just never know on the day. All directions were pointing to Bogdan to win this one. It was nothing short of amazing. All signs were pointing that way. And because playing in all other sports, you just never know. Perfect example was my local AFL footy team. There was one team in the division that just went to the hills. They just went to the hills. They bought a whole heap of players and they went undefeated and were smashing everyone by 10 goals. Come to the grand final, both of their teams lose. Shut up, says Retro Reister Gaming. Retro Reister, genuine superstar. Call him superstar. He's my brother. He's one of my older brothers. Genuine superstar. I would actually like to see him have a wrestle with Marcus Thompson. Marcus being judo, but Ryan Retro Reister is one of the strongest people I know. And I'm not just saying that because he's my brother. Ryan's on his way. Neil's stream just ended. It hasn't ended. No, that's fine. I was going to go live with Ryan straight away. And then Ryan says, I've got to jump on with Neil. And for me, that was 100% fine. That's why I thought I'd wait 45 minutes to an hour. I thought, what else could they say? I was going to try and hold on to the end of Neil's stream, but I got something. I've got a few things on later today. So I wanted to just jump on and have a chat. But thank you very much, Retro Reister. Ryan proved me wrong, and I'm happy. Says I think he's proved a lot of people wrong. I wonder. It's very interesting now. I do wonder if Ryan will just, because you saw at the end of, for those that watched ArmWars, you saw at the end of it. He says maybe I'm just a little bit delusional. I wonder if that will just be like his nickname. I wonder if that just, the delusional Ryan Bowen. I really do wonder. Which was interesting. Performance enhancing. Congratulations on 6,000 subs. I told you, man, it won't be long till you overtake me. Congratulations, my man. Really, really happy for you. Says Ryan's a beast. Kind of had an idea he might destroy Bogdan. He beat Mosier, but then versus Ray confused me. Well, the difference being was he had to drop so much weight, and he dropped too much weight the day before. And, we all saw that it took me 49 hours to get to England. It's like 33 hours from Australia to Turkey, and when you stop over and everything, 33 hours. Then you've got to do a weight cut. Then you've got to pull on the big stage. But in saying that, Ray come prepared. Bang, says the Plex Man. I like this guy. He's got a very, very interesting story, the Plex Man. Yeah, the match with Benji Mac. Yes, Retro Reister is my real brother. There's three of us. I'm the youngest. He's in the middle. And then we got an older brother named Luke. Jake, do you know the timeline of this match between Ryan and Stoica and Ryan and Ray? It looked like he gained 20 kilos overnight versus Stoica. Well, first of all, So it was about 6 weeks because East versus West was live and ArmWars happened a couple of days before I was in England. So like last week. So it was like 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. So Ryan was just able to rehydrate, get proper, able to eat food. Yeah. So it's so I think maybe 4 weeks. Murray says it was fixed. Ryan paid him off. That is fine. What do you think, family? What do you think? We're just celebrating at the moment. Ryan Bowen's about to come on the show, babe. He won his match at ArmWars. So I can all some of these bullet wounds that I cop for being one of Ryan's good friends. Amazing. An Australian. So Ryan's just on another show.
Who did he beat?
He beat Romanian Champion Stoica, Bogdan Stoica.
Wow.
So good morning, Zadie. Good morning. They're not camera ready. My wife's just woken up, so she doesn't like to jump on camera. Zadie, do you just want to quickly say hi to everyone? It's all right, you're not on camera. Quickly say hi, everyone. Say hello. Here we go. Ready, bang. This is Zadie. Mwah. This is why I stay awake all night, every night. It's not to feed or change nappies. That's what my wife does. It's so I can stay at home. You know what I mean? Not many people get to hold their baby whilst they're working. So, oh, you're bored? Okay, you're bored of me. Mwah.
Yoni's for everybody.
All righty, everyone's just coming in. Bang says Wesley B, Alex Zarate, arm wrestling. He's just saying ready, bang. Yeah, Ryan will be over. My mental calendar is always drunk. Watching these ArmWars matches make me think back at the time. ArmWars Shadow. Here he is. Let's get a proper background. I tell you what, I might even let's go this one.
Ready, bang. There it is. Oh, yeah, man.
How am I? Some of my bullet holes are healing up. Some of my bullet holes feel fantastic, and my bag has been found at the airport.
Oh, nice. The journey, man. Your journey was so ridiculous. You spent, what, more time traveling than you did actually there?
Yeah, 92 hours traveling, 71 hours in the country.
That's unreal.
So look at that drink there. That is haters' tears. I think Reddit has officially closed. Ryan. So our friend Murray's in the chat, and Sap the Beat. And the rumor on Reddit, because Reddit's the most negative place in the world. How much did you pay Bogdan to lose?
Oh, it was $10 million I paid him, mate. Yeah. It was all the money I raised in the GoFundMe.
So it is there.
Bloody Murray.
Jake must be screaming at the screen this morning. I almost spilt my coffee. That's for sure.
Man, it was yeah, that video, man, it got me. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I can't believe how genuinely nervous I was watching the video. Like I knew what was happening, but it was put together so well, and the tension is that first ready go was coming up. The build up was, oh man, it was good. Ray said to me today on the show we just finished that he said the genuine tension in the room. He said it was like we were watching someone murder a small animal. Like it was nothing we could do about it. It was just the most savage tension as it was coming up to the go. So yeah, man, it was awesome. That was awesome.
I'm going to bring that up in a moment. Just a couple of things. I know the feeling. Cobra, I'm 37 now. So I had Zadie when I was 37. So thank you very much for that. Murray, Ryan already beat you once before. So
twice already, Murray. Once on left, once on right. Both times to 0.
Sir Bagel says, I didn't bet Ryan. I just supported you in the comment section, and I was insulted left and right.
Thank you very much. Those people, and Jake, you are the biggest of all people. But to Sir Bagel, thank you very much, man. And it's been the last 2 weeks sitting there on the internet, biting my tongue.
That's probably one of the first things. One of the first things I wanted to talk to you about was because we're used to watching pay-per-views and we're used to watching them live. So when you, out of anyone, you finally cracked the code. You finally, mate, you can see from the joy in my face, I am absolutely milking this. And you finally get that win. And not at what, it wasn't a back and forth. It wasn't a barn burner. It was 4 zips.
Yeah, how hard was
it? And how hard was it for you, Ryan, for knowing someone that has copped all the bullets? I saw you 3 days after ArmWars, and you didn't say a thing. You knew after the 49 hours of travel of being there, we had dinner together before you went back home. You could have just gave me a little bit of a taste and went, hey,
I didn't want to spoil it for you. I knew that the experience of watching it was going to be special. What James and Neil had done with their videos, I thought this is going to be special. There were so many people, and you were the head of the list of people I wanted to tell. But I thought, no, like just one day at a time, Ryan. One day at a time. Get through today. Don't tell anyone, because it's going to be impactful for anyone that's been supporting me, anyone who's had hope that I'd finally achieve what I've said I've been capable of achieving. That it would be a video that they would just enjoy like no other video. So yeah, man, Jake, to you, to everyone in the comment section that ever defended my ability as an arm wrestler and personality, thank you. Means the world to me. For me, that video and that moment, that match, it's a very firm opening of a new chapter where I think I'll be able to look back at that video and say, look, this was a moment, this was a turning point where Ryan went on to do whatever he ends up doing. So it was, but listen, it was challenging, man. It was super challenging keeping my mouth shut and watching the comment section of the last 2 weeks where everyone was saying I quit, everyone saying I didn't even pull, everyone saying I got run over, everyone saying I got hurt, all this kind of stuff.
All the experts saying you get your ass hey, just show.
I haven't checked my Khaled. I haven't checked my Khaled block yet, but I imagine it's going to be selling out.
Oh wow, mate! There's Texas. I'll get to your super chat in a minute, but there's only one thing to do. Let's go to State Kings and share with everyone, and let's see if this is just
if there's anything left.
At all.
I don't know where it was at prior, but now I imagine after that match, my block's gonna sell a bit more effectively.
Ryan Bowen, and then if I go, we'll go Khaled as well. Okay. Oh, wait. Share screen. Here we go. So, as you can see, you are getting there. There's
oh yeah, okay. Not much left.
1.35%.
Well, Khaled's been sold out for weeks. He's been sold out for weeks, and I've been just struggling. So I don't know if anyone's purchased today, but that looks like it's getting close to the end. I'm sure.
Come on, someone in the chat. Someone in the chat. Let's sell him out. My man, Texas Piranha. I love this guy. Michael Edwards out there from Texas. He's got a super match coming up. Says, great job, Ryan. You pulled perfectly, bro. Congratulations and well-earned win. I have my biggest match of my career coming up next month and super excited. People are already counting me out, but going to give it my all.
Good stuff, man. Thank you very much. And it's interesting. Look, one of the things I learned about that match and I really took into the match was to and this was I got to thank Coach Ray for this. He was the catalyst on this, not only losing to Coach Ray, but then just talking with Coach Ray in the days and weeks afterwards, was be present in the moment of the match. So Texas Piranha, be real present. Don't overamp yourself and become blurred on what it is you're looking to execute. So that for me was a massive thing against Bogdan, was to, and you see it in the match. I'm super calm the whole time. There's no amping up. There's no crazy yells. I'm paying attention to every single thing that's going on, and I'm doing everything that I can to technically win the match.
So then, because it's a lot easier for, a couch coach like me to sit here and I've got this view. But after that first slip, did you know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. My confidence went from unknown and let's see how it goes to probably 90% certain I'm going to win this match after the first slip. Yeah, and the reason that was because I held on and his wrist broke. I trusted my hand high with pronation in that low hand. I didn't do this. Yeah, if you go back and look at it in slow motion, you see I pronate. He crashes into my pronation and his wrist buckles, and right then I thought, yep, it's on. It's on.
Yeah, when I was in the, I don't know how much, because it was hard because you want to watch the ArmWars video, but then you also want to see what people are saying in the chat. And I think straight away, I was like, it's over. It's over.
Oh, man.
James David in the chat. He's like, hey, up, ready, bang. What have I missed? What have you missed, James? Basically, it's a very rare time you'll see the Aussie arm wrestler with a bit of a smug look on his face. And it's not just because Ryan has won. For me, where people miss the line is when your mate wins. It's not Ryan, the arm wrestler, and being a supporter of Ryan. I was one of the rare people that was at Ryan's wedding. When we first started talking, it's just like what I've done with Uncle John. It's just like what I've done with some of my mates back home. Some people just hit it off. A lot of people don't like Ryan, but Ryan and I, maybe I'm a wanker as well, but we just hit it off. So, yes, of course, I'm probably over-celebrating and things like that, but my mate has just had the biggest win of his career. So that's why I've got a bit of smugness. A lot of questions, Ryan.
Yeah, man.
Will we get a breakdown? Will we get a breakdown?
I actually filmed my reaction. I filmed myself watching it because I hadn't seen the video, so that will come. That will come. I break down. I will do some form of breakdown of exactly what technically I thought at every single moment. I'm kind of I'm enjoying. As you guys know, I enjoy detailed technical breakdowns, and I think this one deserves it in time as well. I'll give it a while, and then I'll go through it with a very fine-tooth comb and show you exactly what I did and what I protected and what I took and all sorts of stuff. Because there was all sorts of wizardry going on. I've always been a fan. I've always said technique amplifies strength, and in this match, there's no exception to that. Bogdan's a very strong man. That was very obvious as soon as I touched his hand. But there was a lot going
on. We'll just hit a couple of chats because I've made plenty of questions running through my head. Made my day, says Darko. Thank you very much for the super chat. Bogdan is saying he wants Sandris next. He's okay.
Oh, he was saying that. He was saying that prior to our match, and I don't blame him for that. He was on a roll and he was on a tear, and I sat down and had we had lunch together the day of the match, like a whole group of us, and he was very, very honestly saying that he wants Sanders. He's asked for Sanders a bunch of times, and just to know, he's not saying he was the favorite, but he's like, no, I want Sanders. But then obviously he's not going to call out Sanders now. After this, he's going to have. I imagine he was going to want a rematch. I imagined, or I don't know. I don't know what he wants, but I know that he was under a lot of he was under a lot of pressure in that match for sure.
It was very interesting because this match was almost cancelled. I remember doing a show. That's right. It's a natural laxative. I remember doing a show, and Neil had said it changed for you to Adrian Popescu. Then you were in the comments section and you were messaging me personally. You went, no, I'm not pulling ArmWars unless I get, or along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. Don't quote me on it, guys. But you're like, no, it's Stoica, it's Bogdan, it's Bogdan, it's Bogdan. What was it like being one of maybe 4 people that thought you could actually win this match?
Well,
I think it was me. There was you. There'd be Joe and probably Bradley.
Yeah.
I think even Elijah texted me and went, don't tell Dad. Don't tell Dad.
I'd prepared a game plan for Bogdan for months. I mean, after Jordan lost to him, I was ready. I mean, Neil gave me that match, and Neil very much believed it was going to be a great stylistic matchup, and that's why the match was set. He knows me well, as in Neil knows me well as an arm wrestler. So the match was set, and it was only my performance at East vs West that made it change. And again, I completely understand why it would have been changed when ArmWars is you don't want people getting run over and it just being a non-match. And there was concern based on the performance that I had at East vs West that was going to be the case. And I had to really work on reassuring Neil that wasn't going to be the case. Like I was, as I rehydrated, as I refed myself back up to my happy body weight, and I was 98 kilos when I pulled Bogdan, compared to I was probably a rehydrated 92 kilos, maybe 91 kilos when I pulled Ray after dipping down to the 88.7. So it was very different. So, but I still had faith in my ability. I still remembered what I was like when I was 98 kilos from my training and from my time in Australia. Like when I pulled over the top, I was 98 kilos. Then when I beat Larry convincingly and I beat Ryan Scott, the Milkman, convincingly, and I felt good that day. And I remember that was the 98 kilo Ryan that I was taking to ArmWars. And so I was confident that version of me was back. And so I insisted, and Neil, I'm very grateful that he did give me the match, and he recognized that, yep, time, energy, money, travel had all been put in for that match. So it was only the right thing to do to give me the match, and he did, and it ended up a great moment for me. So there weren't many, but those who did believe in it,
if any. How many dudes think Ryan will win? How many dudes think Ryan will win? Not many, if any. I don't know. Yeah, you slags. Neil in the chat. The big
Neil
fella.
Matt Rangi believes it. Nice. Matt Rangi was my corner man there. And that was actually really special in itself to have someone from the region. Matt Rangi and I have been pulling a very similar amount of time. I think he's about 6 months ahead of me in terms of time in the sport, and we've known each other for 10 years. So having him in the corner there, it was a calming factor, a reassuring factor of having one of your mates genuinely there in the room with you. As you talked about mates and that before, there's mental pressure and all that sort of stuff is a big factor. And having a mate who believed in me was awesome. And having him in my corner between every round, he said everything that I needed to hear about where I was in the match, where he was keeping an eye on fatigue levels of Bogdan, on his breathing levels, all that sort of stuff. And he kept me in the space where I needed to be, which was remaining relaxed and remaining focused and in control. So, Matt Rangi, the man. Thank you.
And you were whooping that ass. Whooping that ass. So, man, I'm excited. There's only so many times you can get dunked on, and I feel like I've just got a block. So I'm like, yes, it is. It is awesome. Sir Bagel says, Ryan, look over the comment section on the weakest man in arm wrestling. There is so much support, and arm wrestling nerds know how good you are. Cheers.
Thanks, Sir Bagel.
Ryan gets a lot of support. I mean, it's probably 4-1 hates to love, but the problem is the hate will go every single day where the love doesn't. And it's like, if you come out publicly and say, because a lot of people do struggle with the hate. So if you publicly come out and you are getting attacked on the internet, that bothers a lot of people. So some people are like, well, I'm not even going to say that I like Ryan. I don't want to deal with the hate on the internet. So Yeah, Ryan knows the ones that love him. Absolutely. It's, thank you very much, Sir Bagels. I'm smug right now. I'm proper smug. I wish I'd filmed my I wish I'd filmed my reaction to it.
Yeah, I imagine you lost it.
I was sitting there and I was watching, and I'm getting in the comments. I'm getting all cocky and everything.
How nervous were you at first ready to go?
At the first, because and of course James just adds that, the bastard, and I've been lucky enough to see James's setup with my own eyes. I've been lucky enough to be in James's house, so just the work and all the equipment and everything. So I just know what he does, and he's got the 3-4 screens, and he's playing it all. And then they build it up, and I was just like, I was watching it, and I was like, fuck Ryan. Like, a part of me was like, I need this win. I need this win. All right, here we go. And then it was there, and then Bogdan's initial setup looked really good. It looked like he was separated a bit from the table. And I was like, okay, Ryan's going to try and slip here. Okay, Ryan wants straps, clearly. Bogdan's going to come into the press. So then when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, advantage Ryan. But then I don't know if I was getting in my own, like, you know, when you believe so much, you don't know if you're speaking me on
that same, like Jordan Davis did that, a very similar sort of style setup in the very first ready go, and Bogdan just flash pinned him. So I was hyper aware of Bogdan's ability to flash pin outside of straps with his shoulder forward like it was. So my entire focus was keep the threat above his wrist. Keep all your threat above his wrist. Do not allow anything to go below his wrist line, and then you're safe. But for me, it was all about I mentally was tying a chain from my wrist to my left shoulder, and that chain in my head was not going to break, and it didn't. It didn't. His wrist did instead when it went underneath. So happy days.
Very, very happy days. And then and I think my nerves skyrocketed because I didn't want to jinx it and say it out loud. So when that happened, and I was like, oh wow, yes, he's got something here. We are on. Then a part of me is like, you know, when your team's the underdog and they go 1 goal up, or, you know, they're winning with 10 minutes to go in the grand final, you're like, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Yep. And then it came out and you won round 1. I was like, oh, yes. I thought I went too hard. I think you were 2-0 up or maybe 3-0 up. And then Stoica came in hard, and I reckon it was a millimeter off the pad. A millimeter off the pad. And I was like, oh no, I've jinxed him on a pre-recorded match.
Round four, he hit a flop press off the go outside of straps, and it took my hand down to probably an inch from the pin pad before the pronated slip happened. So that was a bullet that almost got through. But for me, there was in round 3 as well. I'm retrospectively, I'm very happy with my arm wrestling performance. When I look at round 3, I took his wrist, I surged over to the side. I think this was the round where I think I pinned him, and I said to the referee, I just pinned him, and it wasn't called. And I didn't panic. And what I did, I actually somewhat came inside and said, all right, well, I need a bit more arm involved in this. And when I look at that, I'm like, that was flirting with danger to go arm on arm with him there, but it was all good. And I felt great. So
and you and Neil have been talking back and forth, and Neil, of course, originally set the match because we all liked it, and the factors and everything that were coming in, which made a change. Obviously, your loss to Ray was very concerning for a lot of people. And then, you and Neil do what you and Neil do best, whether it's love or hate. You always communicate with each other and tell each other. And you assured him, and we're glad. I'm certainly glad that the match happened for sure. Adams quickly jump in. He goes, I get jokes when you say some things, but never understand the hate. You're passionate about the sport we all love. Stay positive. #FHaters. Awesome.
On you, Adam. Thanks, man.
Awesome. W. King Hoddle says banter is not hate. 100% King Hoddle. But when Ryan's receiving personal messages and it's attacking his family or banters say, King Otto, you're in my chat all the time. This isn't directed at you.
There's always 1,000 times the volume that someone like King Hoddle may have perceived. That if when you're the person who gets the notifications, you see all of it, and you said you get the personal messages, you get the tags, you get everything. Where other people may only see a very small fraction of it. So, but yeah, it's all good. At the end of the day, it's a learning process, and I got to throw the knockout punch today towards the internet haters, and I don't even know what they're talking about now. I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
I don't care. They can do whatever they want to do right now. I'll just keep drinking this.
Mate, drink them. And did you just watch the match by yourself? Did Joe wake up for it?
Joe was there, and Bradley was there as well. So poor Bradley's unwell. He's got a stomach bug or something going on at the moment. So he's sitting there looking as white as a ghost, watching it with me. So poor bugger.
There we go. Off the top of the head, is this Australia's biggest international win? Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
It's my biggest win, without a doubt. It's my biggest win. So,
I'm just trying to think of all the others. Is this bigger than the WAL win?
Oh, yeah. Bogdan, I believe, is more substantial, and it meant more, and there was, Okay. Yeah, Bogdan's easily my biggest win.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think Australia's biggest international win. It's hard to set the stage because you could argue when Lachlan won over the top would be up there. I'm just trying, but not too many. I'm trying to just think back in the day. Not too many Australians have done too much internationally. So
yeah, we're still looking for that. So it probably takes it for the moment. Lachlan did very well in the Zloty Tour. So did Jordan in the Zloty Tour. As for Supermatch wins, Lachlan beat Austin Jaggers and Pavlo. They were big wins. Yeah.
Well, here's a fun question for yourself, Ryan, and everyone in the chat. If Lachlan beats Irakli at King of the Table, is that bigger than this win?
I think so. If Lachlan beats Irakli.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were just going to get right into it, but that's okay. Never met you, Ryan, so it's odd to say I'm proud of you, mate. You not only made a statement, you gained ground.
Thank you, Todd and Oleg's love child.
He's always cool in the chat, whether he agrees with me or doesn't agree with me. He's always cool in the chat, and we appreciate your super chat. It was something else. It was something else. It's hard. I don't know. I might watch it a few more times. I might watch it once without the live chat. I might just watch it and listen to it and read every single comment.
I've only watched it the once so far. And I was live with Neil now here. So I'll same thing. I'll go back. I haven't looked at my phone and the notifications yet. I think I've checked maybe 1 or 2 messages. That's about it. But there'll be some couch time and phone time this afternoon, going through it as I watch it probably 4 or 5 times.
I don't blame you. Z's Guitar Can says, just watch the match. You made me eat my words, Ryan. Good job, man. See, they're one of the good ones. They're one of the good ones. Z's is awesome. Afterwards, after the match at ArmWars, what was it like? Did anything change in the room, in the Iron House? And what was it like just turning to some of those international people saying, I told you so?
Oh, no, the like under the spotlight of the table and the cameras that were there and all that, like the moment happens between Bogdan and I predominantly. So I don't know what the room was doing, what they were saying. So I think they'd already come to terms with what had happened before them. Ray described it to me. He said it was like we were all stunned. He said it was like we were watching a murder scene happening. You were that clinical, and look, everyone came up to me in the room and just congratulated me genuinely. They said, "Dude, freaking amazing, well done," and couldn't have gone any better. people were very happy with the way that I held myself in terms of I didn't want to celebrate. I didn't want to go crazy. Like I said in the video, I'm glad it was put in. My fight wasn't with Bogdan. My fight was, I just wanted to earn the respect of the arm wrestling world.
You could have easily lost it. I lost it here. You could have easily fuck you and this, that, and the other. You certainly were awesome. You certainly were awesome in the way you handled yourself afterwards. For an energetic person, and you even saw me after a 49-hour flight, like it's very hard to make me tired.
Yeah.
It was. That's why when I was watching you very closely after the match, and I was like, and you're like, no, thank you, Bob. Yeah, thanks. Hope I got the respect now. Thanks, guys, and things like that. Maybe a little fist pump to yourself. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was because it meant a lot to me. Like, and I understand. It was the first time in such a long time that I've finally delivered with my actions what I'd been saying with my words. I've been self-proclaiming, saying I'm at this level, I'm at this level, I'm at this level, I'm at this level. We'd been locked in a cage for 2 years in Australia due to no ability to travel with COVID, and I was convinced in myself that I was at the level. And I declared that I would be able to do it. I got smacked by Ray. I had to just take it and move on. And I just finally got to the point where I was able to deliver with actions. And I just didn't think it was the time. I didn't want any of the internet hatred that I'd built up to be put onto Bogdan. So
that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I heard you say that. That was very cool. That was very cool. I mean, speaking of cool, Marcus Thompson again. What do we say about this bloke? Thank you very much, Marcus. You know how much I appreciate you, and it was awesome to spend a few days with you. He says, losers stay down, winners get up. Life's a journey, not a delusional moment in time. Ryan Bowen, take a bow. Thanks for the chat at ArmWars. You're a gentleman, sir. Did you have a good chat with Marcus?
Yeah, it was amazing getting to meet Marcus. I mean, he's a man that has supported the community so well, in that, including myself. His impact on channels has been tremendously like it's a real impact. It's not just not a small thing. It's made it possible for so many of us to call it a career. So, Marcus, it was amazing meeting you, brother. Thank you so much, and for this super chat and the support. And it's just cool to finally meet the people and put a face to the name. Now when I see the name, I can see the person, the personality. I can hear the accent even.
I can't read his super chats to save anymore. I read it in his one, and Marcus knows that he's changing my life because I'm one of the rare ones that are able to call this a career as well. 6 months in, and we're still hanging and banging, and everyone's being amazing. We're going to get to Adrian Popescu in a moment. I'm just going to read out a few more chats. I'm saving myself for schoolboy. You don't need me anymore. Well done, mate. Larry's leftovers with the super chat. Spermy's Asses Cream says, this ain't no Marcus Thompson super chat, but just wanted to say congrats, Ryan. Your positive attitude prevails, and it always will. Positivity always win, but don't sell your super chat short there, Spermies. Your time and effort in watching all my shows, same with everyone else, whether you watch, you're spending your time, that I appreciate. But was it hard? Does it get hard during times, especially from East versus West to this match? Does it get hard at times to keep that upbeat personality?
No, but my time between East versus West in this match was actually really enjoyable. It was really good. I haven't been on my Facebook personal account, with the exception of when my wife has said, "Hey, hun, I just posted our photos. Can you please share them?" That's the only time I've been on my personal Facebook account for months. And I have pages and all that sort of stuff that I still go on, but I don't get tagged. I don't see it. I don't go into forums. So, and I was around people at East vs. West that I really look up to. I learned a lot. It was such a positive catalyst. The loss was a positive catalyst in so many respects to Ray, that is. I said I was in a room with so many talented people, legends of the sport, John Brzenk, Gengan Terzi, people that I got to sit down and speak with, and Yana Samelins, and formulate a way forward. And I was also very grateful for the fact that I had an opportunity to get back and perform again in a matter of only 5 weeks later. So yeah, it was actually really easy. It wasn't hard at all. The social media, not a problem. I had a fantastic time in between the events. Loved it, and was actually like a lot of people anticipated that it was going to be super hard for me to cope with that loss. It was actually really easy, and it was really positive. So no worries at all.
So yeah, look, I think our next video we'll make will be the top 5 conspiracies on why Ryan won that match. We've got a really good one. It's very interesting. Now, a lot of people were very, very angry. Now, if you have watched the ArmWars match, to me, it makes sense why you didn't pull Adrian. It makes a lot of sense. Now, I do understand people are very upset, and maybe there could have been some more communication from I don't know who. Did you say, hey, I'm not pulling the
the very simple answer now that we've all seen the match is I was way too sore to be pulling a fresh Adrian Popescu. There was, as you see from the match, there's no injury. I woke up the next morning and so I pulled Bogdan at night. I think it was late afternoon or early evening. I think it was evening. It was evening. And then had I pulled Adrian, it would have been the next day. I said to Neil as I went to bed, look, I'll see where I'm at. I'm keen to pull, but I think I said to Neil, in fact, I'll be good. And Neil said, just take your time. Let me know in the morning once the ibuprofen and adrenaline wears off. Let's make a call. Because as Neil put it, he said you went through your elastic limits in a lot of those positions. So we'll see where we're at. And I woke up and I contacted Neil and said, dude, you were right. My arm is really inflamed. I couldn't like the range of motion was so small from the inflammation. So there was no acute injury, but out of respect for giving Adrian a good match, also like personally the adrenaline dump of having achieved what I'd done with Bogdan, it was so big that I don't know that mentally I could have even really I wouldn't have been the right place. Like fresh on fresh is always the intent. But because the match with Bogdan kind of got pulled and then it got put back in, like I'll take responsibility for mucking that up. Neil had made everything line up, but when I got that match back, it threw things into disarray, and it meant that I would have had to pull a fresh Popescu after that, and I just wasn't up to it. Like my arm, like if you're an arm wrestler and now you've seen the match, you can see how much work goes into it. Even though I'm in control, my elbow was really flared. So that's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to say why I didn't pull Popescu, because he was fresh and that was the condition I was in. So yeah.
Yeah, no, awesome. Hopefully a lot of people will now take that and get a better understanding. A better understanding of why you didn't, because you commented about some. I can't remember who it was now, but about another YouTuber saying you were quit and you quit the Bogdan match and things like that. Yeah. And then there was, everyone screaming and shouting. Look, I get some people why they're upset because they paid their $7 to see your match. I get that. But I just think they went about it a lot of people went about it the wrong way. I'm sure if you messaged Neil and went, because Neil's like a really good guy. So if you messaged him and went, hey, I actually bought a membership to watch the Ryan match and it didn't happen, Neil probably would have done two things. He would have, one, convinced you why you should keep the monthly membership, or two, Neil probably would have given you money back. Like, so
wouldn't it? He would have, I'm sure. So, but yeah, look, that's the way it goes. And like I said, you think about, like I said, every arm wrestler will very clearly understand when you pull 6 rounds at highest tension like that.
And I was truly arm wrestled.
Yeah, everyone who is actually arm wrestled will know. Yeah, because I don't know what percentage. I'm sure most of them don't. They're just fans. But there's only so much your elastic limits can handle, and real red line matches make you sore like nothing else. Sometimes even just one match, you can be a single round where you red line, and you're done for 2 weeks of soreness. To have 6 rounds of it is truly taxing on your connective tissue, and it just would have been silly. And had I have pulled, everyone would have not known about the Bogdan result, obviously, and everyone would have just seen Popescu beating me up because I'm all friggin' sore and tired, and it wouldn't have helped me in any way, shape, or form. It wouldn't have helped ArmWars because they wouldn't have had a balanced match, and Popescu would have felt like, oh, okay. He couldn't have really emotionally celebrated because he would have been he would have had to have been acting his emotions because he'd be having to keep quiet that I just beat Bogdan, and he'd have to pretend that he's excited. But in his head, he'd be knowing he'd be beating a beat down version of me. So it just didn't make sense.
Yeah. And that is fair enough. Peter's just quickly jumped in and he says, Ryan, me and the Misso thought you had no chance, to be honest, but must say you proved us both wrong.
Yeah, Peter, that'd be Peter from New South Wales, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Well, usually Peter's table IQ, so maybe he's logged into to that account. But I do love that guy.
Logged into his troll account.
Yeah, that for me, that match looked more mentally exhausting than physically exhausting. I mean, I was exhausted riding that wave. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, mentally, it was a big relief. Like I said, the point that I managed to achieve in that match has been something I've been aiming for years. It meant a lot to me. So there was a big emotional relief and release of adrenaline and dopamine, and just that. And I don't know if you've ever tried to perform at a peak level after a moment like that before. It's very difficult because you don't care. You're just like, done. I did what I just won the battle that I've been fighting for years. You're ready to go and sit back, have a beer, and just enjoy it. And that's where I was at. So yeah.
Absolutely. I totally get it. Like when I've done all my charity runs, you run 1,500 kilometers. The next day, I don't want to go for a run. I don't want to have a running race with someone. The dump of everything is all over, and it absolutely smashes it. So now, how long, Ryan, will you enjoy this? How long will you salivate in it before we now turn our focus to Dubai in 2 weeks?
Look, I might give it 24, 48 hours of just soaking it up, and then I'll start talking about Khaled again. I think Khaled's probably his alarm bells are going off, and they should be, because he like everyone, thought I was going to get smacked. So, like I said, I'll be surprised if his block sells out faster than mine now, or maybe he's so famous amongst the masses as being a strength freak that he will. But yeah, I'll enjoy this for a while. I said one of the amazing things about the videos that James and Neil have put together in ArmWars is that they are timeless pieces, and this one for me is such a big moment that, look, I'll enjoy this moment for the rest of my life. I will. Yeah. And the fact that I just might be in a mood one day where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go watch that match, because it's just,
mate.
Yeah. And
then I just had a quick look at State Kings. It hasn't budged yet. Someone sell his block out. Come on now. Someone sell his block out. Let's do this one.
Yeah, look, it might, I don't know. It might end up being Ryan v Schoolboy, with Schoolboy being slightly tired. Because if Schoolboy runs over Khaled, which is a possibility, is Khaled going to want to pull a fresh me? Where a slightly tired Schoolboy versus me fresh might be more interesting. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, then from there, it's going to be interesting. King of the table. How does it? I know we all know that Schoolboy's going to pull Khaled first. Now, do we know if you guys are going to pull straight away, or you're going to be later on in the card?
One match between us.
Okay,
There'll be Morozov and Dadakhan between us. Then, yeah. Hey, mate, give me 2 seconds. Can I be back in 1 minute?
Yeah, you're right. You do what you got to do. Let's have a quick. Let's have a quick look at the moment. The Bow is the man. Good win, Ryan. Well done. Thanks for everyone jumping in. Schoolboy is a big boy. The Drew 24 absolutely is a big boy. 118 kilos. I think he said on his live stream last night. Neil is in there and he says Ryan's original lawns into the consciousness of arm wrestling was in ArmWars. 100%. Go back and check a very skinny Ryan. Ryan kept sending videos to Neil. Says I want to be part of ArmWars. Want to be part of ArmWars. And he was at the Trafford Centre, which I actually got to share some stories with Neil at the Trafford Centre just last week. A number of years later, Ryan's relaunch is in ArmWars, fitting really, and strange how things come out full circle. Absolutely. That Neil's just, wait till he puts his headphones on. Neil's just saying the original ArmWars, the original launch was on ArmWars, and now it's come full circle. And the relaunch.
Yeah, I got to give him credit for that. My professional debut was ArmWars in 2014. Screamer of a match against Anil Najran. I got to meet Anil again or see Anil again at Iron House. And then, as Neil said here, I do think this has been a very significant moment where it'll be forever stamped as a whether it's a turning point or a chapter, whatever it is, it's a significant moment in the arm wrestling career for me, for sure.
There you go. Guys, get some questions in. We'll go for about 5 minutes so Ryan can just sit back, have a nice cold water because it's 9 o'clock in the morning, or a nice cold beer, and just go where we. Hopefully, make sure everyone now, 2 things you got to do is head over and sell his block out because he's going to beat Khaled. I think, surprise, surprise, I think you're going to beat Khaled. And then go and buy the pay-per-view because there's plenty of reasons why you should buy the pay-per-view, but of course you're going to see Ryan there. And just to set the record straight, Khaled challenged Ryan. That's why Ryan is on the card.
It's very true. Contrary to, I don't know if it's popular belief, but I think it is popular belief, but very much can clarify. I got the call from Core Sports, said, Ryan, we have a very bizarre request from Khaled. He wants to pull 2 people. He thinks he's strong enough to beat Schoolboy and another person, and he's demanding that second person be you. Are you interested in such a crazy match? And I said, am I going to get paid? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. I will give him the arm wrestling lesson that he's asking for.
And once again, all the conspiracies are jumping out left, right, and center, and then that's fine. I'll enjoy reading them. But yeah, that's just the way you and millions of, like I said, I've come out and said that you'll be Khaled, but Khaled didn't challenge me. So I think people just need to take things into perspective. My man, Swisher Sweet, he's a Melbourne fella. He's from near me. And he says, will Ryan get victimized or will Khaled get vectorized?
Yeah. Khaled did say that. He said, I'll be his next victim.
Yeah, and that's he said something real aggressive as well. See you later, Fox. We won't be too far away. Wrapping it up there. When do you leave for?
I think it's getting close, isn't it? It's like 9 days away or something before I'm there. So I've only really got a few more solid training sessions in me before I do go. But yeah, look, I'm feeling good. I'm in great shape. I'm still that same weight. I was 97.5 kilos this morning, so 98.5 kilos well fed of an evening. In good shape. 9 days out. Yeah, real confident.
Oh, mate, I'm certainly confident. Not going to lie. I mean, his hand's going to be damaging, but we'll do another King of the Table show later. JWAW, is this Jake Ward arm wrestling?
It's interesting. You can find it. Just type in Ryan Bowen v Anil Najran. That's ANILNAJRAN. But it's on the ArmWars. Is it ArmWars Archives? It's on the ArmWars Archives YouTube channel.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you, Jake Ward Arm Wrestling. I want to know what the JW stands for. Aussie Dave Arm Wrestling says, how strong was Bogdan in comparison to some of Australian pullers?
Well, we know he smacked Jordan, and we know he lost to me, and I had the red line and to control him. But I did control him. So if I had to match him with someone, I would put him against Mario Tembakis.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We need to get Mario over there.
Yeah.
But what
that would be a fantastic match.
There we go. Mario, we need to get you over there, my man. I've been screaming for him to have a proper international match. He'll be in the States come December. But what theme song will Ryan come out at King of the Table? Have you picked one yet? Don't tell us, but have you picked one?
I haven't thought about that. I didn't even realize I had to do that. So
I have a feeling it could be a trolling song, something to just troll everyone.
I'll give it some thought.
It's going to be amazing. All right. Well, we just watching everyone have a chat and be awesome. We might wrap up the show there because Ryan won. Ryan, you won. And I tell you, I am a very, very happy man. Neil's going to make Mario versus Bogdan happen. He's going to make it, which is, well, we hope so. I'm overreading that. But congratulations to ArmWars and James Statham. Well, ArmWars is Neil and James Statham. That's who it is.
Yeah, they're both directors of it. Yeah,
they're the crew there. It was unbelievable of what just how they can do it. They were really good at filling in the dead time. There was a lot of dead time in setting it up. That's why James is the best at what he does. Everyone's just jumping in and saying congratulations to Ryan. I mean, what else can we say, mate? It was thoroughly enjoyable for once.
Did you like the very ending of it? Did you like the very ending of the video where I said maybe you'll realize that I'm not delusional? Yeah. And a long pause. Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit. And I think that bit at the end also will upset a lot of the haters because I'm seeing we spoke about it off camera and we spoke about it on camera. Really embracing the word delusional. There it is. Get a big sip of that. Make sure you save me some for the next time we catch up. I think I've got a bottle in the fridge I might have for breakfast. But I like this. Lachlan versus Dalskus. Dalskus will probably take that one after the way he manhandled Macharangi. But
as Neil said before, styles do make matches and I mean, Mindaugas really disengaged the top roll of Matarangi. And Matarangi is not a hook puller. I mean, I've had success against Matarangi in the hook. But it's getting him there that's the challenge. But where Lachlan, we know Lachlan's good inside. So not as clear-cut as it may seem, I would think.
Yeah, there you go. Busted Knuckles, absolutely a turning point in his career. For the record, I voted win with a war on one of Ryan's.
On your Busted Knuckles. Hello, mate. Thank you.
There you go. Guys, after this, keep an eye on the 98% channel. Uncle John's going to be on there having a chat. This is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the delusional Ryan Bowen. Are you just going to keep that as your nickname?
No, look, I don't like it. I think it's a dumb nickname. I think it's stupid. But look, sometimes you have to take the insults and use them as weapons against the people who created them. So, when necessary, I'll bring that sword out. But no, I think it's a stupid sword.
There we go. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you head over. Ryan's pulling in 2 weeks' time. So he's going to rest up at King of the Table. And an update, they have found my bag with the trophy in it. So fingers crossed, things happen from there. It's going to be awesome. This has been Ryan Bowen. He has been a dead set legend, and he has wounded some of the bullet holes I've taken for being the #1 ticket holder on the Ryan Bowen train. I'm the Aussie Arm Wrestler, guys. We will see you real soon.